afternoon and welcome everybody to the stream today. We are at iRacing Super Speedway for a 30-lap season cup race for Palmetto Racing League. Qualifying went pretty good today. Couple of little minor slides and whatnot during practice, but nothing major. Everything for the most part went pretty smooth for today's race. You see our very own number 83 car in second place, pole position, with the number 10 in first, starting out for our race today. And then we also have Aaron Vogt back here toward the end of the pack. The race today should be pretty decent. 30 laps, 3-mile configuration, so a lot of track to cover here. It's as you can see from some of the camera shots here, it's pretty wide. Lots of room, and even in the turns, kind of high embankments on the turns there, but from what I could see in practice and qualifying, everybody seemed to not have an issue going full throttle into the turns, so it's still everything looks like it's going to be pretty clean. As you can see from that shot there, there is plenty of room out there, even in the turns, for them to get 3 and probably even 4 wide and still have some wiggle room there. So should be a pretty competitive race today. Draft is definitely going to play a key with the long stretch here. And with that being said, the pace car is off, and we are in for the action starting now. Number 10 puts a little bit of a gap there between everyone else as everybody kind of tightens up a little bit, trying to find their groove. Going into the turn there, everything looks pretty good. Everybody's got good distance between them. There's that draft kicking in, as you see the 83 there catching up to the leader and the 2 cars behind him. Looks like he's going to keep on with the draft there and possibly shoot around the others. Nope, he's maintaining his distance back there, running that outside stretch. Do want to apologize to something that I've noticed has been happening pretty continuously. It seems to be that one turn has been, for some reason, I don't know if it's something with the software itself, but keeps showing a flash out basically at the top of the screen. That is not an issue on anyone's end, but iRacing, every replay I have looked at from iRacing Super Speedway seems to do that for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what it may just be something with the camera angle up there, but a little indicator from the number 10 there that they're hitting full throttle going into those turns. You can see sparks flying pretty much the entire turn as they enter into it there. We are 3 laps underway of this 30-lap race. More sparks flying there as they hit the next turn. You have the number 10 car. I believe that was the number 8 of Baker, 7 of Carrillo. Josh Fix in the 83 in 4th place right now. Lurch in the number 4 car. He's in 5th. For the most part, they're all staying there pretty tight with one another. Looks like 83 has done past the pack, and he is trying to gain his momentum there on the leader, catching that draft. Practice was quite interesting. I guess with the configuration of this track being as long as it is and lengthy, it looks like the cars should be able to get anywhere between 40 to 45 laps, give or take, on the tank of fuel that they're starting the race with. So if we see any cautions during this race, it may be good strategy to pit under every caution, at least, you know, until we make it to the 10 lap mark, 10 laps down. Looks like the 83 has managed to get past the 10 there, and he is now leading the pack in first position. For the first time this season that he's been out front. But the question is, can he hold on to it with 25 laps to go? The draft plays a huge role in races like this at the super speedways, and without it, you know, it can really, you can lose the pack without it. The problem is, though, once you get out front, you don't really have draft to get off the person in front of you because there's no one in front of you. So it's really going to be a question of, can he hold on to it for 25 laps and bring home his first ever win of the season. That would be pretty remarkable there. Let's check in with Aaron Vogt in the 22 and see where he's running at back here. It looked like from the start of the race he started at the back of the pack, and he has now moved up to the top of that second list. So let's see, keep our eye on him for a minute. He is in 11th place, and as I said, he started at the very back of the pack for this race, so he's done moved up that quick. It is not unusual to see this guy jump from the back of anywhere to the front of any race. He does it on the regular a lot. Really competitive, clean racer. He likes to get out there and get it done. We'll keep checking in on him. Meanwhile, let's jump back to the front of the pack here. We still got the 83 leading. We are 7 laps in of 30. It's putting a nice little gap there between them. Single file there, trying to catch and make as much use off of that draft as they can. So far, I mean, 7 laps in, this has been a pretty clean race. I don't think anybody has really made contact with one another yet. There's been clean passes, clean turns. That number 10 is trying to sneak up on him, though. He wants that position back. So let's go to the right rear suspension there and kind of give you, actually we'll take the left rear. See the closeness there of it. Catching that draft and staying close behind him to keep it, make as much effective use of it as possible. He's going to continue to ride back there and wait for his prime opportunity to pass. Let's see if he gets it. Let's go back to the leaderboard now. Looks like Aaron Vogt in the number 22 is still holding down the 11th position. We talked with a few of them before the race, and everybody seemed to pretty much agree that draft was going to be the way to go for this race. And not only that, a few of them had the strategy of waiting until the last few laps to really try and make some moves and advance in position. So, you know, what you're looking at right now, oh, the number 10's trying to sneak by. He got a little love tap there. 83 said he is not giving it up that easy. But what very well may happen for the rest of the pack there in the back, they may end up riding those positions out and trying to burn up as many laps as possible before they make any definite moves. Again, I spoke with Aaron Vogt in the 22 there, particularly before the race, and I know that's the kind of strategy he was going for here, was just going to ride it out until those last few laps, and he was really going to put it to the floor there to see just how far he could push it. I mean, clearly he's already kind of done that as is, starting from the very back and being in 11th position now, but you see him there kind of leading the second half of that pack as they try to catch up to the first half there. really decent strategy, I would think, because as I said, drafting really does play a key role in this race, and the 83 here has really put a gap between him and the number 10 car there. I'm not sure if that's maybe the number 10 might be a little scared to get close to him after catching that love tap there about a lap ago. Can't say I blame him on that. I don't believe the 83 intended to catch him, too hard, because that could have resulted in a spin out, and that would have messed up the race for him. But it was more so just hey, I'm here. You're not jumping back out front yet. So number 10 is kind of hanging back there a little bit, still catching a draft. Him and the rest of the cars back there kind of got single file formation going on. I would not be surprised if they tried to come up as a group and make their own individual passes, not only around each other, but to try and get around that 83 car as well, because he's keeping a decent gap on him there. Let's go back to the midways there and see how Vote's doing leading the second half of the pack. They're gaining some distance there, catching up. Sparks flying as they hit those turns. 13 in of 30, so I think this would be a good point here to go ahead and get our sponsor shout out knocked out before coming back to the race, as the 83 is still leading. You see the pack's done closed in on him there, but we'll go ahead and take our sponsor shout out break real quick, and we'll be right back. Stick around. Today's sponsor spotlight is for Working Man Outdoors. Real experiences, real results, real affordable. They're not here to sell you a fantasy, they're here to give you the real deal. Working Man Outdoors brings working class outdoor adventures to your level and your budget. Experience duck hunts with all the thrills, none of the fluff. Located in Southwest Louisiana, give them a call today and book your hunt. 843-919-0405. Working Man Outdoors, where hard work meets wild reward. All right, and we are back from that break. Still got the 83 leading. Those cars have closed that gap in behind them, and they're kind of sticking to that single file formation there, trying to make effective use of that draft. And you see is that the number 36 of West? He thought about coming out from behind that draft and sneaking into the inside there, but I think he second guessed himself. We're halfway through now, 15 of 30 laps done, and I mean they're getting into it out here. And you see he's thinking about it again in the 36. He wants to come in up that inside. The 83 though, he's held in there today. He's fighting these guys off left and right. It's really it's honestly it's like looking at a different driver today. He's been pretty good in this race so far, which is not something normally he's involved in the accidents and spin outs. And here he is today, leading in first position for right at half the race, minus a lap or two, showing that he's not to be forgotten about. He's still a dominant force, at least for this race he has been. Maybe we'll see more out of him. Might be finding his groove. Some of these guys, it takes them a little bit until you know, they figure it out, and you go from seeing them in the back all the time to running up front. I've mentioned it many times at the start of the season, Darlington opener. Everybody in the league, AI included, was having a rough time getting accustomed, and I think, you know, acclimated to how everybody runs and finding a groove. But, you know, now last 4 races, Aaron Voten, that number 22, has pulled off the win for each one of those. And speak of the devil, let's go back and check in on him. You see there, he's still leading the second half of the pack there. Looks like he's got about 10 cars with him, 10 or 11. And they're pretty much keeping that single file formation, kind of helping each other with that draft, and still trying to close that distance to catch up to the first half of the pack there, being led by the 83. Take you back up front, maintaining that steady gap there, maybe about 2-3 car lengths worth of a gap between him and the number 8 of Baker. As they come into the turn there, Earnhardt Jr. closing in with them, 2 wide. They're trying to confuse him a little bit, and it seems it worked. Baker and the number 8 just pulled off in the lead, 36 right there behind him. It looks, you know, about like those two kind of, between the 4 of them cars, they confused him. He wasn't sure which one he needed to block. One went to the outside and one stuck to the inside. And wasn't enough though. 83 done jumped back out in front of him. He is back to leading the race. Kind of puts them back in their place there for a minute. Creates another gap. So they decide to go back single file and continue to draft off of him. I foresee that being how this is going to go. See the 83 blocking him there. Every time he moves out to go around, the 83 is right in front of him. It's what you have to do in these super speedways. I mean, in any race really, blocking is an effective tactic. Allowed him to put another gap there between him and the rest of the cars. And they're going to have to kind of regroup, and might even want to stick with Voten. The 22 might want to stick with his strategy and getting up as close as possible and waiting until those last lap or two to really make a move and try to get out there, because everything they've tried so far hasn't been effective. He's managed to jump back out there in front of them and put a gap every time. 9 laps to go in this race. He just got to hold on to it for 9 more. I look for things to get more aggressive here toward the end. See, they're splitting off again, trying to confuse him on who he needs to block. But again, they can't hold on to it. He gets right back out there in front of them. He is fighting for this win. Looks like they might go back to the single file again to close that gap, and like I said, I imagine this is how they're going to run majority of the race. They're going to continue to try to split up like that in groups to confuse them. You can block a few, you can't block all of them though. Track's just too wide. And there they are back in the single file. As we roll into the next turn, 8 laps to go. This one is about wrapped up. We will also have our truck series this evening. Probably going to have a green flag of 8 p.m. for the broadcast. So be looking out for that. Definitely 8 p.m. start time. We roll in, still on 8 laps to go. They're trying to develop a game plan here to get past him, but it's just not been successful. He has held them off. If he can do this for 7 more laps, he will definitely take home the win today. You see Vogt back here, and the number 22, he is still rolling with the second half of the pack there. He has gained some position though. Looks like he is in 9th position now. So he went up from the 11 to now 9th position. I assume, since he had been leading the second half of that pack majority of the race, that he more than likely had a few more cars join him from the first half of the group that was up here with the 83. You see some of them kind of falling off back there in the distance. We are now down to 6 laps to go. And it would appear, per the in-car radio with the 83 there, he's just been told that he's got about, well, we're down to 6 laps to go, and he has just about that in fuel. So that's going to be interesting, and nobody wants to make a pit stop right now under green with 6 laps to go. So hopefully his car holds out. 5 to go here. He is still putting the gap there between him and the number 6 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Going into the turn. It has definitely been a different scene here today, seeing him out front. Definitely not a bad look for him, though. I do think, however, though, it is too late in the season for first place wins to really make a difference, but still doesn't hurt to put one under your belt. It's still nice to have, regardless of who wins the overall result of the season. A win every now and then is letting you know you did something right. Number 36 there trying to make a pass again. And boy, he got in there aggressively with that block. Nothing doing. Got to be careful with those aggressive blocks like that, though, for sure. If he'd have been up just a little further, that would have definitely been a caution. 4 laps to go in this race. And it looks like they're kind of backing off now and regrouping. Running 3 deep in single file. It looks like he's thought about dropping down to the inside for the pass, but, well, 83 is bouncing back and forth between inside and outside, trying to block as many off as he can, trying hard to hold on to that first place. So far, so good. 3 laps to go. That's all he's got to hold on to it. Can he do it? This is going to be really strange seeing somebody other than the number 22 win. He has just been killing it lately. I will say, in all fairness, though, watching the practice and qualifying, I don't think the number 22 gave it all he had in qualifying. 36 is trying to gain on him there. You see the front of the car kind of going back and forth. I think he's, in a football sense, looks like he might be trying to juke the 83 and into thinking he's going one way while he shakes and bakes to the other. No, he's hugging that inside. This has been an aggressive battle for the entire race. 2 laps to go. The gap's still going there. It gets some distance put there for a little bit, and then they close it. And then it comes back. Looks like he's going to stick with the middle this time. See how that pays off. We are just 2 laps to go from the checkered flag. One lap to go now. White flag is waving. Can the 83 do it? Man, what a race this has been. He has pretty much led the majority of the race today. I'd say, I want to say it was about 28 laps he's led in first position. Couple of position changes here and there, but they didn't last long. He was able to, every time they called his number, he had an answer for it, and that's been pretty impressive to watch today. I tell you, it definitely feels like we're looking at a totally different person here. We jump back at the number 22 there. He's kind of left the pack on his own and put a nice little gap there between them. And 83 just crossed the finish line to hold on to that first place position and win his first season cup race. What a victory. That was a hard-earned and fought battle between those top 5 cars. They kept coming at him every chance they could, and it just wasn't enough. He had an answer for everything they threw at him. What a win today. iRacing Super Speedway. 30-lap race. Don't you just love races like that? Stay competitive all the way to the very end. That is one benefit to the super speedways. I feel like it's a constant battle for the entire race. You're constantly, even though you're able to go full throttle majority of the track, and some cases like this one, you can stay full throttle the entire race and never let off, but it makes things more difficult, especially when you're that car out front, because you got to drive not only defensively but aggressively also. And here we go. It looks like he's going to get him some donuts in for the first time this season. Definitely well earned. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here for the Season Cups series with Palmetto Racing League. We want to thank you for joining us.